Okay, picture this Master Yi 1 trick with quite an arousing KDA which has earned him a whopping 84% win rate. Must be a fresh account, maybe Smurfing Cowsep has brought his spotted pajamas to the US of A and now he's spanking little Fortnite children on a newly purchased account is what I'm thinking until bam, this is over 547 games this season. So what rank is a Master Yi 1 trick with that many games played? Gold 4. Now when I saw this in my game I had quite the curiosity boner and I'm hoping at least a few eyebrows are as erect as mine, so I had to dig deeper. This man's games are like creme brulee of 1v9 carries, they all look so creamy smooth flawless. I wanna rub these KDAs in between my toes and sell the footage on OnlyFans. This is quality consistency on Master Yi until you see the others. A sea of red when he's not on the 8-eyed Jedi. This now looking like he gave his little brother who was born without thumbs his account. And this pattern repeats where outside of his coked up sword lord the win rates seem almost reportable on every other champ. So my question at this point came down to, is this guy walking proof that Master Yi is moronically easy? Is he sharing his account with a brain-dead amphibian? Or is he soft-inting games on other champs to stay in this elo so that he can bring a new meaning to the word Smurf, and tout the highest single champion win rate in ranked ever? My pessimistic ass was thinking the third, so today we are going to check out one game on Yi where I was his teammate. And then we will visit a non-Yi game so you the jury can help me determine if he is indeed soft-inting to retain this rank. And with players running around like this Yi, I'd recommend getting an app like Facecheck that will give you all this player data in real time before and during your games. I use it in solo queue to tell me the most common bans in my elo, and look at that, my team banned all of the recommendations except for Zed. Bruh. But what's a Zed in this elo gonna do?
First blood.
Kidding, I actually raffle stomped that Shadow Simp and won the game because Facecheck helped me set up the optimal runes and spells with one push of a button, as well as gave me a full game scouting report showing that my Evelyn was good and I could rely on her camping me to defeat the scary Deadpool cosplayer. And once you start climbing you'll be against better competition, like in the next game when a Platsiver put her foot in my mouth and hokey pokeyed all game. I was able to review the post-game report to see all the areas I could improve to be more like her and ultimately climb. So use my link in the description to get all of this for free, and let's get into the games. Okay, game numero uno. I was the mid laner in this one, but my own gameplay was less memorable than a keynote speech given at a Dementia Ward, so we will be focusing on this smurfing samurai mostly. So we can see he gathered his blue and red rings, abused a turtle and then ran in for a quick gank knowing if he could spank and time his Q so Pike's stun comes up blank, he'd earn himself that dank first blood bank as Miss Thigh Gaps over here faces her fate, and Riot's reliable replay system flawlessly records the updated KDAs for us. He grabs himself a lunchtime quiver and some slave shoes and hits a full clear while considering a visit up top, but not willing to waste time for it. Psych, he guesses that Garen will be taking a piss in the shrubs and there's nothing like catching a man with his pants down, so he chases the spinning shitbag back to his statue before backing off. Psych again, he was just stalling before he could do another invisible bitch slap and hitting a calculated yoga pose to block the last tower tap. We see Smurf Dick slice up the mitosis rock before setting up his next homicide. He waits patiently knowing his co-workers will be dropping their brain cells on the ground and bending over assholes open trying to pick them up, so he waits for Pike's crop dust stun and then makes his grand entrance, turning that bald dock worker into a mini game of Fruit Ninja while ignoring any ladies or the large animals they are riding. He knows tapping a tank is a waste of his time, so he then focuses on the chick in the pink Victoria's Secret lingerie wings to secure an easy double, as he then births a Godzilla crab and secures a strag. At this point his KDA is keeping it 400 with his mythic and the blade that makes him rage, while the rest of us are still waiting for our unemployment checks in the mail. Then straight back to Rift Canada to tell the douche who yells Demacia to piss off, as I fail to think of a single way to make a Master Yi fighting a Garen seem entertaining, so let's just note that he uninvites this particular one from the realm of life before telling the viewer what they should do to this video and arriving in conveniently perfect time to battle the next big ass beetle bug in river. Now if I was showing my own POV you'd know that Mr. Swamp Ass has visited me unannounced a few times, which has him acquiring a concerning level of wealth, but unfortunately he doesn't have an 84% win rate over 500 games, and unfortunately he isn't playing a champ that an armless parakeet could play blindfolded, so he gets shut in a downward way. And I'm hoping a backseater can explain this one, but it appears Mordekaiser flashed to alt and then forgot the code word to enter or something, because it just didn't happen. But anyways, Yi abuses a random midget and then elegantly escorts the dying dingus of Demacia to his death. And I would say diving a properly armored full health tank would be very not Smurf-like, but he tells my opinions to suck their own hard stuck micro dick by pulling it off with ease. A quick drop of the tackle happy battle beetle and then hey, remember that time an ADC shut down the legendary loser who literally throws games to stay in this? Yeah, neither did I. After all that, I can only assume the Fed Jedi is sitting on an Elon Musk inheritance's worth of gold, so he's window shopping when the bad boys come in to interrupt, as I'm thinking we are about to see this gold elo god go down, but nope, not this turbo virgin who thrives in this piss pit rank that the rest of us are painfully stuck in. Anyways, an objective is up, so the rest of us are behaving like actual authentic gold players and touching each other's nipples and overextending trying to chase a support or some dumb shit, while the imposter here is rushing it down further, proving that he doesn't belong here. He also was managing to keep his jungle camps cleared, objectives killed, enemies ganked, and apply so much pressure the map practically had a migraine. And I'm thinking finally all the backseating blue balled nuts who are just dying to see this man screw up and die are about to But I guess a tier 2 tower and 4 dudes who are playing in the elo they actually belong and are no match for a man who's committed his life to being the best in a category of bads, paired with Riot thinking this champion actually needed a buff this season, and unfortunately for anyone like me who was rooting for his failure, not today. Ha, get a kick out of this poor Sejuani trying to climb in her own elo. What a loser, oh my god, she's 3 levels behind our jungler, what a diff. And she thinks she can outsmite him, oh my so cute, someone please murder her for having the audacity to try and climb the correct way. And I'm curious to get your opinions, because at this point I knew this was the most free game of my life handed to me, but I was having an internal ethical dilemma. If I were to start inting and try to lose, would I be in the right by punishing this Yi for his behaviors and how they affect the integrity of this rank, or would I be a part of the problem? My duo the fish tits was down to int with me, but it would still be unfair to the other 2 members of my team. But you could argue that me not inting and letting this Yi have his way would be unfair to the 5 members on the other team, so if we were to take the ethical utilitarian approach, my inting would screw 2 people but benefit 5 and punish what Riot clearly cannot. But I'd love to get your opinions at this point. What I ended up deciding was just to selfishly think about my own climbing goals and say, hey Master Yi, I know you are our hyper carry, so I figured the red would just be better off in your hands, so I summoned him to come and let him psych bitch, you are the problem with this game, no red for you. And I thought my actions of stealing his red buff would be the straw that breaks this fucked up loser virgin camel's back and finally gets his ass killed, but nope, he's now inspecting dead anuses at hyperspeed every like 2 seconds with whatever the hell Riot deemed appropriate for his Q cooldown to be, and instead of screwing around looking for kills, he just appropriately slapped Barney's dick before applying slow pressure and ultimately winning the game, adding another win to his 0 morals piece of shit quest to have the highest win rate in ranked on his champ. Now, because I'm petty as all shit but also I want your real opinions, I pulled up a game when he wasn't on Master Yi. And the first pattern I am seeing is, while he didn't waste a millisecond all game before, now he is freezing more than a popsicle every second, only to come back to the wave, turn his brain off and attack the enemy champ. I don't know, maybe he's used to the whole just right click the enemy and win games bullshit working on Master Yi, or maybe this is the undetectable soft inting in action. This is followed by more standstilling as if he's got Andrew Tate courses going on his other monitor and he is just tabbing in occasionally to keep the AFK sensors from detecting him, as it now looks like poke is his favorite food because he's sure eating a lot of it. And if this was like a bronze player, you know, typical chimpanzee that plays in that rank, I'd be like, okay, this is fair, just a board certified bimbo trying his best to climb, but something seems off about anyone with an 84% win rate on any champ now moving like this. But then I see plays like this where he is rotating to objectives and I'm on the fence again if my theory is right. He's hella good at faking just being horrible at the game with bad reaction time, so there's still an inkling of me that thinks the little brother is the zillion main on the keyboard here. Or perhaps he has proven that soft inting is a skill that can be practiced, as he does appear to be trying but just awful at the game while slyly shoveling loads of money into the enemy's pockets. In the next play he has these poor bastards totally fooled as he is grouping up with them, acting like his double bombs aren't purposely thrown 25 seconds too late, all while ulting Bladed Betty to avoid earning any report from her at the end of the game, knowing damn well that this team fight was doomed regardless. The pattern of him having to pause every few steps like someone who isn't exactly sure if they are about to shit themselves or not after an all-you-can-eat wings night continues, And ultimately he ended up subtly feeding their little mole rat Billie Eilish toddler enough for his team to lose, and that concludes the evidence here. If you think this is just a legit one trick who sucks at other champs, let me know in the comments, but if you are with me and thinking this guy is ruining the integrity of every ranked game he's in by either feeding or hard smurfing, then let's all report this asshole and get his life's work, this cherished highest win rate account banned together because I'm a petty piece of shit like that, and I just want the integrity of ranked games to return to League of Legends. Rav out. I'm hard stuck, giving all my LP away. I'm hard stuck, same rank different day, cuz elo hell's my home and I'm here to stay.